Okay, quick review with simplifying radicals. Remember, it's all about the index. And the index of square roots isn't shown, but it's a 2, right? And so that tells you what times itself twice equals the radicand. Well, we want an exact answer. So I'm going to factor this into a 4 times 10. And of course, we know the square root of 4 is 2, but the reason it is because a4 is a 2 squared. Whenever the exponent matches the index, the root is the base. So I've just taken the square root of 4, and I'm left with the square root of 10. 2 times the square root of 10. All right, what about something a little bit more adventurous? 75x to the 4th, y to the 7th. All right, so in this situation, first off, I'm going to factor my 75. How about 3 times 25? And again, we all know the square root of 25 is 5, correct? So I'm just going to do that, and the reason is because it's a 5 squared. Okay, that's done. Now I can do the x to the 4th two ways. I can go x squared times x squared, right? That's x to the 4th. And the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of the other x squared is x, and you'll get x squared. Or if I understand what I'm doing, because the 4 is divisible by 2, I can just do x to the 4 divided by 2 and get an x squared. Either way will work. Do the way that makes more sense to you. Let me do the y the other way. There's 7 of them, so I'm going to do y squareds. I just used 2 of them. I used another 2 of them. That's 6 of them, and there's a y left, right? So watch. And I just took care of that, right? So what is the square root of y squared? It's y. What's the square root of this y squared? Another y, so that would be y squared, right? What's the square root of this y squared? Another y, so that would be y cubed, right? Y times y times y. All right, so what's left inside the radicand? Well, you've got the 3 right here, and you've got the y. So 5x squared y cubed times the square root of 3y. That's what you're doing, simplifying. Okay, cube root. So again, be careful now. What number times itself 3 times? So let's factor. 6 times 9 is 54. A 6 is a 2 times 3, and a 9 is a 3 times 3. Okay, what number times itself 3 times? Well, here I have a 3 cubed. What's the cube root of 3 cubed? It's a 3. I've just taken the cube root of that. Now I've got a 2 left over, and there's nothing I can do with it. It stays underneath the radical, right? And so I have 3 times the cube root of 2. What about something with variables? Well, again, cube root could be a 4th root, 8th root. I need what times itself 3 times. All right, so again, I get a 48, I don't know, 4 times 12. 4, 2 times 2. 12, 2 times 6. Now I can keep going with my 6, but I already know I'm going to take the cube root of 2 times 2 times 2 and get a 2 out. And there's only 1, 2, 1, 3 left over, so I'm done. Now again, if you understand the shortcut, see how the 9 is divisible by 3? 9 divided by 3 is 3, and I get n cubed, and I've just taken the root there. What do I do with my z's? Well, again, I'm going to pair them to match the index. There's 3 of them. There's 6 of them, and there's the 7th. So I just use those. The cube root of z cubed is z. The cube root of this other z cubed is another z. Z times z is z squared, and that's it. Got everything out. Don't forget your index. What's left in? A 6. What's left in? A z. And there you go. 2 n cubed z squared times the cube root of 6z.